Human touch. We need that touch from the ones we love as much as we need the air to breathe. So if you are lucky enough to be able to go and hug your friends, hug your family, hug your partner, please do. Because that's something that we'll never be able to do in the CF community. It would be simply a wave, a nod, a smile, 2 meters apart. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This literally looks like basically you couldn't be in the UK, so we are checking if we don't go wrong and I don't fall off the mountain, 16k today, with these guys. So you may recognise Josh. Obviously guys, we are being super careful, but it's just time for an adventure. So we're going to take it with you. I'm going to try and capture Josh falling over because he has actually done it already. Sadly, we all were none the wiser. However, I feel like it's going to be a clumsy day for you. Me and Fred are going to be okay today.
It doesn't count. No one saw it, doesn't count. I didn't fall.
Safety's on our side today.
But it's just so nice to be back out into the wild and naturally carrying my snacks. And I've got my Collins in my pocket, because you never know when you're going to be hungry. And snacking is type 1 kind of fun, you know. So we are coming uphill. How long are we going uphill? Because I'm quite out of breath already. Nobody knows.
I'm ready to swim around.
So yeah, we're going to take you on the adventure. Pray for us though, because it's going to be a wet one. And you know, every time I do something, it bloody well rains. So I'll see you soon. Update. We are less than 5 minutes in and we've gone the wrong way. However, this one, Ollie, yeah, he's waving. Are you sure you're in the Marines? Are you sure you can map read?
I'm a little bit rusty.
So wish us luck, because it's going to be one adventure today.
It's such a long day. Sophie's logging in there, I'm logging in. And Ollie's not sure where we're going.
Basically, it's 3 idiots and 1 man that should know what they're doing. However, look how cool this looks. Alright guys, we're actually turning around now. So basically all this vlog is going to be of us walking up and down the same road. But this is what it's all about. You know, carefree adventures with the team.
Cheers. To leave your snacks at the bottom.
No, you would not survive the day if you did that. So we are officially on the right route, right? Map?
100% this time.
Okay. So we've got to climb up these stairs, so pray that I don't fall over, because doing 2 things at once is not my forte. Have you seen the state of your ass already?
Is it muddy?
Yeah, it is.
My arse?
Yep, it'll zoom in there. We're finally on the right tracks. Trying this little bad boy. Watermelon, not watermelon, melon mania flavoured rain to get me through this. And do you know what? It's the worst kind of weather because it's like muggy. And I'm in a rain jacket. But I'm looking at the scenery. Oh, careful up there. Honestly, I feel like I could be anywhere. So we're going all the way up there. Woo! Which is pretty steep, really. Make some new friends along the way. But successful snacking going on already. Look at that. Oh, that's a shame. Wait, I don't chase it off. This will be in the video. Oh no, maybe not. Camera shy. Guys, I just wanted to make some friends. Hello. Okay, get the picture. So guys, update. Look what's happened. Classic me. Clouds have come in. As we've got to a place where we might be able to see something, it's okay because the Mawams have come out. And that is you know, you've got to go near the edge. As I've been told a few times already. So I think the clumsiest.
They're gone.
So guys, this pack of sheep? No. They actually followed us. We offered them some snacks. Didn't want them. Look at the baby though. Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh. Guys, we're not that scary, you know. Okay. Guys, look at this view. We finally made it. See that path? Oh, up there. Sunshine, because it does shine in Wales sometimes. Honestly, it is. Yeah, what are you doing, Josh? He's got this fight, you know. Guys, shout reality. Guys behind. Simple done. But we were actually not racing ahead, so but we are nearly oh, it's like my calves. Oh my god. But this is what we came for. We're near the top. I'll show you the appointments. I feel like you need to appreciate this. Fish jumps, yeah. So guys, so fun, although the last bit we were literally blowing. Guys, we made it, we are back. Look at the state of my hair, honestly, this is a genuine windswept look. But what a day. We are all pretty tired, but it's all worth it. And it's something that there's nothing quite like the feeling of being outside the entire day and then coming back, having a good dinner, and honestly, we are going to sleep so well tonight. So, all from me, but we are. Right guys, firstly, thank you for listening and watching our vlog of Penny Fan. It was so much fun, and I'm here for the good vibes only. Definitely chose to smug on purpose. But basically guys, we're going to sit down and have a cup of tea because it has come to my attention over the last few days that the Be Kind hashtag by a lot of people that use it clearly has been forgotten, and I wanted to address it, not because anything that's been said over the last few days has actually impacted me negatively, because it hasn't. It's more because I've seen so much happen around the internet recently, and it is time for it to stop. It's enough. Why do people feel the need to criticise, tear down, and negatively impact people? Because at the end of the day, everyone is allowed an opinion. But it's the choice you make of how you react to these things, whether you then create your own mental health to suffer, you know, for you to become angry and bitter about the action of someone else that does not directly impact you as a person. So whether it be what I'm about to speak about, or whether it be other things that you see on the internet, make an effort to just be kind. The world will be a by far better place if you either just scroll past things you don't agree with, or you just spread kindness. And also, guys, you don't ever know the true extent to how people are feeling. So I felt it was appropriate to put it off the back of this video because Josh and I obviously went on a social distance hike. You will see that from the video. You will see that there was plenty of space, at least 2 meters between us at all times. And we would not have put each other at risk. We wouldn't have done anything to jeopardize our health. If you followed us long enough, you will know we do absolutely everything within our power to ensure that we are fit and healthy, and it stays that way. So before you jump on it, I don't want any negative comments because I don't want to hear it. You don't know the state of Josh or I's mental health, and not because of what's been said, but I mean way before this video. This last year has been a shitter. So, you know, I think if you don't have cystic fibrosis, the only way I can describe it to you is imagine living your life, your whole life and the rest of your life like we had to in lockdown. Yeah. You wouldn't want to do that. So that's basically what it's like when, you know, you've had these phenomenal connections with people with cystic fibrosis because other people can't fully understand what we have to go through. And yet, when we make a simple decision within a policy guideline that has been printed on the internet, people that I've personally helped in the past then share hate behind our backs. I'm just not going to stand for it. I'm going to send those people love, and I really hope that, you know, that they find healing and they find peace and happiness, because clearly right now they don't have that if they feel the need to share everything they've said, share hate. And I must also say I have received hundreds of incredible messages from people, supporters, comments. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart, because you really do find out in times like this who has your back and who really supports you and who is just there waiting for you to make an apparent slip up. I'm not going to go on too much about this because Josh and I are going to team up and talk about this safely together on some way, whether it be online or whether we find a suitable way of doing it. I think if you are the kind of person who would share hate, or you have done, about anything, I think sometimes you really need to sit down and look inside yourself and to find out the why. Because in reality, what Josh and I did over the weekend was within guidelines, as I've said. We are both extremely well. We have done a sputum sample to check for bugs and bacteria. And, you know, if you think about it, when you go to clinic or even at any time, you could be passing somebody, standing next to somebody with cystic fibrosis. And I know personally, when I go to my clinics, I am sitting in a waiting room across the waiting room from other people while we wait to go into our rooms. I've been in situations before chatting to somebody and then realising that we both have CF. And I have done some amazing things surrounded by people with CF. And there is a connection between us that nobody can really explain. And of course, I understand, you know, if people are sick, it's not advised. But you've got to live your life. And, you know, it still astounds me that in the year 2021, we are still fighting for people to be nice to each other. Why? Like, why do you feel the need? Even if something happens or somebody does something that is against what your value is or how you would act, unless it's going to be harming someone, i.e. somebody gets seriously ill or something like that, tell me why. Why tear somebody down behind their back for days on end, when in reality you're allowed your opinion, and that's fine. I respect your opinion, but please respect our decisions. And actually, I truly believe, the world of CF is changing. I realise cafeteria is not a cure, and I know that it doesn't mean that you won't pick up risks, but isn't it a breath of fresh air knowing that the world of CF in itself and the future of CF is changing, and the future is looking amazing and bright? So we're in a community that is ultimately very small. Why tear people down? Just ignore it if you don't agree with it. And I am very sure from some of the people that have messaged me that, people do meet up with CF. We were meeting up as friends with our partners. It wasn't a glorified rubbing in your face situation. If you took it like that, that's because that's your perception. That's how you wanted to take it. We would never put ourselves in danger. We know the risks. And, actually, what happens if Josh and I meeting meant that it saved our mental health by simply having a conversation 2 meters apart outside? What happens if one of us was really struggling and it was the thing that saved our lives? I bet you wouldn't be criticising then. And without knowing all the facts, all the details, how quick people jump on things like this is insane. Firstly, do you not have anything better to do than worry about what 2 other people are doing? It's about self-education, self-decisions. So everyone has the right to make their own decisions. And even if you feel like it's a negative impact on a community, that's your choice. But I've had so many messages from people saying how nice it was to be able to see people doing it safely. It is our decision, and given the guidelines, we followed them. You only get one life, and I want to live it in the biggest way possible. I want to look back and have no regrets, and I want to look back and know that I did everything I could to live the life that I am passionate about, with connections, people, friends that genuinely care. And if this situation has taught me anything, it's really shown me who's here for the ride and who's the support. And I can tell you, the support has outweighed any negativity, that it's actually drowned it out. So if you're still banging on or going on about this, stop. Look inside yourself and find out the why. Yes, you may be passionate and campaigning, and that's great, but don't tear people down in the process who simply are living their lives. So I am not going to go on about this because, as I've said, we are going to be doing a conversation about this. But I'm going to leave this here with you, and I'm going to leave this with a few quotes that I'm going to read to you, and I want you to sit and think about them. Human touch. We need that touch from the ones we love as much as we need the air to breathe. So if you are lucky enough to be able to go and hug your friends, hug your family, hug your partner, please do. Because that's something that we'll never be able to do in the CF community. It would be simply a wave, a nod, a smile, 2 meters apart. If I'm going to die, I like to actually live first. Everyone, whether you have cystic fibrosis or not, in this world is breathing borrowed air. Our life is like a sand timer. It is tipped upside down the moment we are born. Rather than spread hate, spread love. How long will you live your life like you're afraid, the what ifs? Don't think about what you've lost. Think about how much you have to gain to live, the opportunity. If this year has taught me anything, hate, bitterness, bitchiness, and negativity can literally destroy a person. If this year has taught you anything, is that we have to live and we have to support, and anything that doesn't serve us mentally, physically, just walk away and don't look back. So live harder, push yourself even more, love those people that you want in your life more than you ever knew was possible, and be proud of the life that you are creating rather than tearing down other people who are simply living their lives on their own terms. So I said that I was going to put myself and be vulnerable, and by putting myself on platforms, yes, I do that, but I will be honest, and life hasn't been as smooth as it's looked over the last few months. Health is fantastic, so before anyone tries to find something, my health is fantastic, and I'm grateful for that every single day. But it doesn't mean that you don't have your own personal mental struggles, mental ups and downs, and there doesn't even have to be a specific reason. And over the last few weeks, I haven't been totally myself, and I still haven't pinpointed why. But what I do know is the feeling of burnout and fatigue and needing a break. So I'm giving myself less pressure and having a break in the hope that eventually the fire inside me will be relit and I will be back to myself. Negativity you spread, the worse you're going to feel. And actually it is just a perception of the person you are, and the fact that you've got things you need to deal with, whether it be mentally, physically, you need healing, past experiences. So please take that time, like I am taking that time, to look after myself, take the pressure off. It has been a mental few years, especially with COVID. So allow yourself to have that rest like I am. And mental health matters, and it matters near enough more than anything, because without your physical and mental health, you have nothing. So before you try and judge, because there is so much going on at the moment, especially around Love Island and things, and I've actually unfollowed a few people because I just don't want to see it. Remember, like, what you read and what you hear and what you digest through those platforms will impact you more than you realise. If you want to change your life and you want to do things differently, make sure you're surrounding yourself with stuff that fuel that. Podcasts, music, people, projects, passionate things that you are passionate about. So although I'm not going to go into the depths of how I'm feeling at the moment in this video, I wanted to share this with you because it shows that you just never know what somebody is going through, despite what you think you know because of a platform, and doing it behind people's back is just not acceptable. So if you've got people that you know that do it, or friends, or it's you, stop and ask them to look inside themselves and find the root cause of the why. Because we all have the capacity to be happy, but sometimes it takes one hell of a journey and one hell of an understanding and acceptance. And we are all constantly changing, and we'll constantly have to work on ourselves. So please, just do that. And I promise you, your life will begin to change. So thank you guys for listening to my mini TED Talk. Obviously I understand that you might not even agree with what I've just said. And this is literally a snippet of what I want to say. However, as I've said, we're going to be coming together, probably virtually, to have a conversation. And it's going to be a valuable conversation, so stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, please share, please like, please subscribe, and I cannot wait to see you soon, because it's going to be one hell of an adventure. And something's coming that you will not want to miss out on, trust me.